sports.
We are Black Force. We are San Diego.
We welcome you to Chase Field in Arizona, where Carlos Aswaja gets ready for Game 2 of the series. He's hit safely in 11 of his last 13 plate appearances in the lineup tonight. Again, Paul Goldschmidt has struggled against the Padres in 4 games against San Diego, 1 RBI, 8 strikeouts for the first baseman and all-star for the Arizona Diamondbacks. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, the Padres took Game 1 of the series, and the offense came alive in a big way as part of a 6-3 victory.
Timing was perfect because the Padres have not been winning first games of series in a long, long time. But last night was really nice. First of all, here in Chase Field, where it's been tough to win over the years, and hitting mistakes, making Shelby Miller throw pitches, foul off a lot of pitches, work the count. We saw a lot of 3-2s last night, and then crushing the mistakes off the bat of Austin Hedges. Carlos Aswaja had one heck of a night and hitting a triple. A lot of points right there for the Padres. But just having the pitchers work, and the extra bases were a big key as too. Singles are fine, but once the offense starts rolling, you need to mix in a double or a triple here and there, and that's exactly what the Padres did last night on their way to the victory.
Eric Lauer pitched in Game 1 of the series. Tonight we'll see Joey Lucchesi off the DL. He's been very good, especially the last 2 outings.
The last 2 outings for Joey Lucchesi, he's been pumping strikes. We know his repertoire, right? He's got the fastball. He pitches up in the zone. He's got the curveball, which he has thrown a lot more lately, and then he's got that curve. So in 9 innings, here's the good thing. No earned runs, 2 hits. A little high in the walks, but here's the deal. When he walks a guy, he's got good enough stuff where he can pitch down in the zone with that breaking ball, induce a grounder, and when he's down, he will go up in the zone as well to get these guys looking. He's got the good repertoire. He just needs to mix it up and stay out of the heart of the plate.
Well, coming up, back with the Padres tonight is Kirby Yates. Back with the Padres and back in the pen, available for Andy Green. Bob Scanlon joins us next from Chase Field in Arizona.
Kirby Yates. He's a sight for sore eyes for manager Andy Green. Kirby, of course, missing the last few days on paternity leave as he and his wife Ashley welcome their baby boy into the world. But Andy Green certainly to have him back. And not only is Kirby Yates back in the bullpen, but Phil Hughes has also been activated. And of course, with those moves are some associated roster moves. Andy Green explains.
We activated Phil Hughes. He's back with us. He's healthy, ready to go. Kirby Yates back from paternity leave. So good to get both those guys back, and Kirby to have a healthy little boy, and Mama doing well. And so we're glad they're here. We sent Makita down again. Obviously got a big out for us yesterday, and Robert Stock went down as well after making his debut with us and showing us some things. I fully expect to see both of them again at some point in time. Talked to him just a bit ago, said he felt good, he was fine, ready to go in his mind. We'll see what the situations are as they arise tonight, if it's the best time to get him in. Probably try to get his feet wet again somehow, some way, even if it's just picking up an out.
So Andy Green clearly happy to have Kirby Yates back in his bullpen to help set things up. And Andy acknowledged over the last few days that he had to do some things differently. He had to use his starting pitchers a little bit deeper into the ball games and had to manipulate the bullpen a little bit differently, but he's got Kirby back. And he said, look, in the perfect world, he finds a soft landing to get Kirby back in there after missing a few days, but it's not a perfect world. He may have to go to him right away, and if he has to, he'll go to him in that key clutch situation. Well, the Padres will try to keep those hot bats going. 6 runs last night. They'll try to give Joey Lucchese some run support against Zach Godley. Padres, Snakes, coming up next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Baseball brought to you by Petco, the pet company, and by Nissan. Get to America's best sales event at Nissan for big savings today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona and Chase Field, where the roof remains closed here tonight. Time now for the weather report brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 110 degrees outside. Southeast breeze at 14 miles per hour. Forecast partly cloudy. So yes, that roof will remain closed. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Bob Scanlon with you. Game 2 of this 4-game series for Andy Green and the Padres against the Diamondbacks. Time now to check out the Padres starting lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Travis Jankowski's in left with Carlos Asuaje at second base. Eric Hosmer at first. Hunter Renfroe in right. Christian Villanueva at third base. And Will Margot in center. Freddie Galvis at short. Austin Hedges does the catching, batting eighth. And Joey Lucchese so looking for that elusive first major league hit Batting out of the 9 spot. Zach Godley on the hill for the D-backs.
27-year-old making his 18th start. He's got a 5.23 ERA and 7 career starts against the Padres. 2-seam curveball. He's got the cut fastball. Walks and hits aplenty lately. A high whip of 1.6. Over 1.5 runners per inning when Zach Godley is pitching.
Travis Jankowski in on the left side to get it started. Zach Godley ready to work here tonight in the desert. First pitch. Fouled off to the left out of play for strike 1. Jankowski starting the night hitting at .277, a home run and 7 runs batted in. Padres are looking for back-to-back wins for the first time since June 12th and 13th. As Jankowski takes strike 2. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks have lost 6 of their last 7 games. And their starting pitchers have gone 1-4 during that time with an ERA over 6. So they're right now been spiraling lately, unfortunately, for Torey Lovullo, as his team begins tonight in a virtual tie with the Dodgers in the National League West. But Dodgers playing well, and the Diamondbacks have not been playing good baseball.
Yeah, that was a bet I would have lost if you would have said on July 6th that the Diamondbacks are the worst hitting team in the National League. I would have lost that bet. Now, one thing on Godley, and I just noticed it, keep an eye on tonight. He really falls off to the first base side. I mean, big time. He spins on that front foot, messes up the release point, and it's really hard to hone in on a consistent basis to throw consistent strikes.
There's a ground ball left side, deep short. Nick Ahmed against the grain, and it's in time. Bang bang play at first, and a good stretch there by Goldschmidt. They get Jankowski.
Boy, really good play all the way around.
Second baseman.
Ahmed, one of the better fielding shortstops that we've seen in the National League West. He has to go to his right, circle around, and then one swift move. It's okay if you don't get it over there on the fly, just the short hop over to Goldschmidt. As we take a look at the rest of the defense with Goldschmidt at first base. Nick Ahmed, we just saw that play. Chris Owings at third, Marte at second, Goldschmidt at first, Murphy behind the plate, Peralta, Pollock, and Souza Jr. And you know the defense is brought to you by Cadillac.
One out for Carlos Suaje, who takes a pitch up and away. Suaje hitting at .224 coming in with 2 homers and 14 runs batted in. Saw 27 pitches last night. Waiting around tonight, and this one fouled off the catcher, John Ryan Murphy. As Diaz, a little professional courtesy, giving him some extra time and checking on him. Look at the Suaje last night, 27 pitches seen, fouled off 11. Saw just 2 called strikes. In 4 games since he's been recalled, he's averaged over 5 pitches per plate appearance. Running a 4-game hitting streak coming in.
Talked to Matt Stairs before the game. I said, what's been the difference with Carlos Suaje? Because he told me you're going to see a different Suaje. Rather than trying to lift and launch the ball, drive through the ball, hard liners. And what that tells me is for hitters, staying on top of the baseball, level swing through the strike zone. I'll tell you what, last night it paid off.
2 for 2 with a triple and RBI, walked twice in the game. And now takes a strike. Thought it was ball 4, and you know what? Probably was.
Yes, it was.
Full count now instead with 1 out here in the first inning. And Eric Hosmer waiting on deck. Swing and a miss, and Suaje ends up striking out. First K with Zach Godley in the night. 2 down.
Well, that's that Zach Godley curveball. It was up in the zone. It broke a little bit, but he got the strikeout anyway.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Keep spreading the love. Talked about last night's offense. Boy, they scored 6 runs, and everybody pretty much got into the act. Top of the lineup, middle of the lineup, even down in the order. Austin Hedges with the home run, and Lucchesi like Lauer. If Joey can go out there and give them 5+, maybe 6 innings.
Soft ground ball having to get over there is the pitcher, and Godley gets there. Hosmer retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Padres. Diamondbacks are coming up. Leading it off for the Arizona Diamondbacks is David Peralta, the left fielder, with Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Paul Goldschmidt at first, A.J. Pollock in center, Steven Souza Jr. in right. Tel Marte at second base with John Ryan Murphy doing the catching. Chris Owings at third base bats eighth, and Zach Godley out of the 9th spot for Torey Lovello tonight. And for the Padres on the hill is Joey Lucchesi.
A 24-year-old making his 13th start. He's had 2 good ones in a row. Strikes early, and he's been throwing more curveballs as well. Remember, he's got the true curveball and that curve. 2 really good off-speed pitches. He'll pitch up in the zone with that fastball as well.
David Peralta had last night off, back in there tonight, and takes strike 1. Peralta coming in with 15 home runs on the year, 46 RBIs, and a .284 batting average. Torey Lovello definitely excited to have Souza, Pollock, Goldschmidt, and Lamb all in the same starting lineup for the first time since spring training. That one hits him on a pitch in. And down to first goes Peralta.
Wants it down and away, and this ball leaks and just gets a piece of him. Oh, that's not a good way to start for Joey Lucchesi.
Let's see if Padres going to challenge this. Andy Green will not, as Laz Diaz looking into the dugout. Find out. No challenge. Peralta at first to start things here in the bottom of the first inning. Nick Ahmed coming up.
Now this could be absolutely nothing, but I just noticed that Jansen Visconti, the second base umpire, went in and talked with Joey Lucchesi. No idea what that was about. I don't know if Joey kind of gravitated towards an infielder, maybe to talk. Could be anything.
Nick Ahmed, 10 home runs, new career high for him in home runs, 33 RBIs and .226 average. With a runner at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play.
Yeah, Don, you mentioned those 4 players that Torey Lovello is hoping to have back for a long time, because let's face it, with this Diamondback team, there's no reason why they should be 15th in the National League. If they've got all those 4 guys plus more hitting the way they should and the way they know they can, they should be able to keep pace with the Dodgers or better.
The left center Margot started back, now moves over and makes the catch for out number 1. Peralta back to the bag at first with 1 down.
Defense behind Joey Lucchesi. You're looking at Travis Jankowski. He's in left. Manuel Margot in center. Hunter Renfroe in right. On the infield, Christian Villanueva at third. Everyday Freddie at short. And Carlos Suaje at second base. Eric Hosmer, the Gold Glover, at first. And putting down the signs for Joey Lucchesi, Austin Hedges.
1 out. Peralta at first base. And here's Paul Goldschmidt. Soft toss over that is dug out by Hosmer out of the dirt. .270, 19 homers, 48 runs batted in for Goldschmidt. And he's been quiet in the season series so far against the Padres. These 2 teams have 15 games left, including tonight in the season series. And as we talked about last night, Diamondbacks have not even been to Petco Park yet. This is game 90 of the season.
It's amazing. Let's just make the schedule, throw some teams up on a dartboard and throw darts. It's crazy.
Means a lot of Diamondbacks games coming up. In tight for a ball, 1-1. Goldschmidt has been hitting very well lately. Last 8 games hitting at .355. And his last 38 games hitting at .353. Well, the throw to first, and back with plenty of time to spare is Peralta. Gains a lead again, however short it may be. Or go the center fielder over towards right center. And that'll drop in there for strike 2.
If Joey Lucchesi can locate that early for a strike and then expand that strike zone later with 2 strikes, he should have some success. And you know what, hats off, kudos to the pitching staff last night pitching to this kid right here, Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, they were just lights out. Or the collar last night, 0 for 5 with 3 punch outs.
In the air to deep left field, down the line. Over goes Jankowski to the corner, not going to get it. Hops up and over, it's a double. Peralta will have to stop at third, and it's second and third with 1 out.
That's a break for San Diego. Off the bat just a little bit, and I say this in all seriousness, just a little bit too much launch angle as a long run for Travis. Tell you, Travis Jankowski has really, really good speed. You see, he wasn't even close to catching that one. That goes to show you how he was positioned playing Goldschmidt, bunching that gap in left center field. That's a long run for Travis.
I think we just saw one of those humidor balls too.
Yeah.
It was off the bat. I thought that one was going to go a lot further than it did,
Yeah,
but stays in the yard.
And Peralta having to go back third base. Hey, this could be a break for Joey Lucchesi and the Padres.
Second and third, 1 down. A.J. Pollock now the batter. And the strike in there. Pollock batting in the cleanup spot, checking in at 288. 11 homers, 33 runs batted in. Double by Goldschmidt, the first hit of the night for the Diamondbacks. Peralta was hit by a pitch to begin the inning, and it's second and third with 1 out. Pollock grounds one towards third. Villanueva with a slip. And then he throws to first in time to get a big out. 2 down. No advance for the base runners.
Watch out for the banana peel down there. Cuidado, piece of Mojado. Got a slippery floor down there at third base. You check the runner, you freeze the runner. Whoa! And the flip throw over to first base. That could have been disastrous.
So 2 down, second and third, and it brings up Steven Souza Jr. Was in right field last night, returning from the DL. Casey has pitched 9 shutout innings while allowing just 2 hits in his last 2 starts. Pitched 5 shutout innings while allowing only 1 hit, beating the Pirates 4-3 on Saturday. Went on a pitch count in his first 3 starts since coming off the DL, the hip injury. And during those first 3 starts, 51 pitches, then 70 pitches in Texas, 85 pitches last time out against the Pirates. Should be good to go, up over 100 in this one.
Yeah, I think so. Remember that Texas heat that he had to deal with. I think Andy Green took that into consideration when he was looking at the way that Joey was throwing the baseball. I leave the game after 4 frames and feel good about it.
Second and third, 2 down. And falling behind Souza here, 2-0. Ball 3. This base is open. Tel Marte waiting on deck. 14 pitches so far here in the first inning for Lucchesi, and he is not out of it yet. There's Marte waiting on deck for the Diamondbacks. There's a strike, 3-1. Just grooved the fastball right down the middle.
Well, Marte will be hitting from the right side, the switch hitter. He's got a better average, 306 from the right side, 208 from the left.
Torey Lovullo really loading up with the right-handed hitters. In his order tonight against Lucchesi. Fouled off, and Lucchesi battling back. It's time for the Kia drive to success. Lowest opponent batting average by a rookie pitcher. He's hitting a 227 off Joey Lucchesi. Jack Flaherty of the Cardinals. Opponent's only hitting a 209 off of him. And It's a minimum of 50 innings pitched. Those rookie pitchers.
It's a great sample size, too.
Payoff pitch. And that's in there for strike 3. Wow, Souza thought he had ball 4. Gets the bad news from Laz Diaz. And Lucchesi gets out of the jam. No score after 1. In Arizona, the Padres went 1-2-3 in the first inning. Zach Godley only threw 12 first inning pitches, and he'll be dealing with Hunter Renfroe, Christian Villanueva, and Manuel Margot here in the second inning. A big pitch right there by Joey Lucchesi to get out of last inning's jam.
Fastball in, perfectly located, a high strike, a legitimate strike. Kind of like Eric Lauer going into the righties. As you mentioned, Torey Lovullo loading up with the right-handed hitters. That's a very important pitch for the left-hander.
Renfroe at 245, 5 homers and 22 runs batted in. Lines one towards center field. Now to get in for a base hit. A single to begin the second inning for Hunter Renfroe. First hit of the night for the Padres.
Jump on the fastball. Third baseman. Taking it right back up the center of the diamond. Up. Getting the hands through nicely. And there goes the no-hitter.
So lead runner on, and it brings up Christian Villanueva. 230, 17 homers and 41 runs driven in. Villanueva had last night off, at least from a starting aspect at third base with Spangenberg there. Let's pitch in there first strike. 0-1. Did pinch hit, went 0 for 1 in the ball game last night. He's homered on this trip, homered in Oakland for the first time since June 20th in San Francisco. Swing and a miss has him down 0-2.
You know, I feel that the Padre runners are going to have good secondary leads tonight because of that Godley curveball. That Zach Godley curveball. He'll bounce it at times. And anytime you can take a free 90 feet, do it. Good secondary lead, shuffle, shuffle, and if you see daylight, go.
On the ground, softly hit towards Owings. He'll go to second base. He'll get the force there. And safe at first base is Villanueva. So Renfroe retired 5-4, forced out at second base. Villanueva on the fielder's choice reaches at first.
Really good turn at third. The flip throw from Owings. That's slick. Villanueva knows that he's got to be quick on the back end so they don't turn that double play.
Runner at first, one down. Manuel Margot. .236 start the night. 3 homers and 24 runs batted in. Margot did not have a plate appearance last night. Came into the game defensively in center field. And 2 for 8 so far on the road trip. Safely in 9 of his last 12 games. And take strike 1. Center fielder A.J. Pollock over towards right center. Good sized gap out at left center. As Villanueva has a pretty short lead over there at first base, held on by Paul Goldschmidt. It's ball 2. Zach Godley lost to the Giants 9-6 on Sunday. Gave up 7 runs in 4 innings. Prior to that start, he had been 4-0 with a 3.09. Evans at 2-2. Now they beat the Padres 6-2 April the 21st. We had 2 runs in 5 1/3. 9 wins individually coming into tonight's game.
Here comes the curveball.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and the throw is going to end up in center field. So Villanueva picks himself up and races to third without a problem. It'll be a stolen base and an E2. As Margot struck out for out number 2. And an errant throw by John Ryan Murphy.
This is a curveball picked in the dirt. Murphy has to throw over Manuel Margot as his momentum is going over home plate there. He just works underneath it. That's a good old-fashioned 2-seam sinker to the outfield. And Villanueva moving up. A little bit too quick from Murphy.
There's Freddie Galvis for the first time tonight. .236 average, 4 homers, and 30 runs batted in. Freddie showing bunt and taking ball 1.
You want to get Godley into the mindset of, okay, here we go again, because his last 7 games down have been horrible. 36 plus innings, 40 hits. He's given up 24 earned runs in 36 2/3 innings. Over a runner and a half each inning. And believe me, it plays with your mind. You get out there and you think, okay, today's going to be a good start. Next thing, whack, whack, run, here we go again. That's what you want to have go through Godley's head when you're the opposition. A 2-out knock here to score that run would be absolutely huge.
Galvis slips one to left. Peralta moving back to make the catch in front of the warning track that'll end the inning. And he's been away to third, scoreless after an inning and a half.
goes back out for his second inning of work. Now, last night we talked about the importance of the 0-1 pitch to Eric Lauer. It's very different for Joey Lucchesi. The turnaround pitch is actually the 1-1 offering for him. Why? Well, when he gets ahead 1-2, opposing batters reach base at a 203 clip. When he falls behind 2-1, that more than doubles up to 434. Easy, right? Just throw a lot of strikes on the 1-1 count. Well, it's not that easy because he's given up more hits on that 1-1 count, and opposing hitters hit 667 on that count. So something to be aware of, guys, tonight. He's got to use his repertoire to be careful on that 1-1, but try to get ahead. Back to you.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Gets a fly out to left field this time by Ketel Marte for the first out here in the second inning.
And Bob makes a good point. It's not only just throwing a strike, it's a good quality strike. As we mentioned, 90-91 on the fastball for Joey Lucchesi, so it just can't be right down the middle. He's got to work the corners. He can throw the high strike. Hope we get a swing or miss or a weak ground ball. Maybe even a fly ball.
One down here in the second inning, John Ryan Murphy getting his first plate appearance.
Hey, Mud, do you happen to remember whether strike one was more important for you or 1-1? Was there a turning point pitch for you in your at-bats?
The way I looked at it is, here was my philosophy. It was I had to get one of the first, two of the first three pitches over for strikes. As far as the swing, I was always concentrating on strike one, but if I went 1-0, I would really have to be careful. And 1-0, I think, would be the one, because I was inconsistent with my off-speed stuff. And I think 1-0 was the count that I really got knocked around a lot. Because I didn't have quite the command to where I could throw it 1-0. And these guys at the big league level, you know, Bob, they're going to turn it around if it's near the strike zone, if it's not quality in the zone.
You mean you couldn't throw that 97-mile-an-hour cheese just past guys?
No, you know as well as anybody, Scan. 97, they just kind of nestle back in that chair, and they know it's coming, and they could turn it around with the best of them.
You know what's funny? I actually was never afraid to fall behind in the count because I relied so much on my sinker that I was able to throw sinkers that looked like fastballs right down the middle and get guys to get over aggressive and ground out. So for me, the 1-0 wasn't as big a deal, but like you said, two of the first three for sure.
Yeah, and you know, you make a good point, because I changed as a pitcher. I didn't throw 97 towards the end, lowered the arm angle, sinker, slider, and I did what you did. If I did fall behind 1-0, I'd love the BP fastball. I love the two-seamer. I take about maybe 4 or 5 miles an hour off. Sometimes you'll get burned. Sometimes you'll get the weak rounder. Guys get a little froggy.
He became a pitch-to-contact guy, huh?
Kind of, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
1-2 pitch. It'll bounce in, 2-2.
Yeah, but that BP fastball can oftentimes be your best friend, but it is so hard as a pitcher to trust that, wait a minute, I don't have to throw my hardest fastball to get it out. That was a tough lesson.
It sure was.
I got a number for you, Scan.
Yeah, bust it out.
Hitters with a 1-0 count against Mark Grant.
I got waffled, right?
319.
Really?
Good? Yes.
Okay, now I know our statistician Russ, who does a great job sitting on our left.
That, yeah.
Russ, how about 0-1 count?
Oh, let's see, check that out. Let's just review this again.
Yeah, what was that again?
Count 319.
So when I was pitching and hitters had a 1-0 count.
This is much better. 0-1, 286.
Oh, that was horrible.
So it didn't matter, Mud, whether you got ahead or not.
Yeah. Getting ahead is overrated.
There is strike three, second strikeout for Joey Lucchesi. 2 down here in the second inning.
Someone maybe just with our stuff, it just really didn't matter.
It didn't. Especially for me. I didn't have the Bob Scanlon two-seam sinker. As we take a look, bury that fastball. I love that pitch. Eric Lauer has been doing very well with that pitch, and tonight it looks like Joey Lucchesi's got his crosshairs right on that inside part of the plate to the righties.
2 down here in the second inning brings up Chris Owings. Takes it the other way. Renfroe going back a step or two to make the catch. That ends the inning. 5 in a row retired by Lucchesi. Scoreless through 2. 71 at bats in between home runs for him, and last night a big one. Put the Padres on top 2-1 at the time and launched them into a lead that they would keep the rest of the night, winning last night's game 6-3.
That was a very nice finish for Austin Hedges as that follow through, and it was quite refreshing to see him swing the bat on that 2. Now we're just talking 2-0, 2-0 count. Got waffled, right? That's when you run into trouble, and Austin Hedges made him pay last night.
In your case, 0-1 is some trouble. Austin Hedges hitting it off here in the inning.
You know what?
We just reviewed your numbers further in between innings.
Yeah, you know what?
And that's not fair. I mean, you really.
Just when I get to the point of like forgetting about my tired career.
Stats guys like Russ bring it up.
You have to bring it up and just rekindle.
No. Get the right guy. It's our stats guy Russ. I had very little to do with it. I wasn't going to look it up.
Oh, sure you weren't.
And there for a strike, 1-1. And that home run last night for Austin is 3rd of the year. Leads it off here in the 3rd inning. Then Joey Lucchese and Travis Jankowski. It's all here in the 3rd inning. Grounded back towards the mound. Zach Godley's got it. He'll run a bit and flip underhanded. 1 down.
Jack's new $3 sauce to loaded fries. Delivered exclusively with DoorDash. Order now.
1 down here in the 3rd inning. Joey Lucchese coming up for the first time and still looking for that first major league hit. He is 0 for 14 at the plate so far for the Padres this year. Well, so far so good for Zach Godley. First time through the order. And just the 1 hit. And there's a base hit into left field. First major league hit for Joey Lucchese. They'll get the baseball for him. A 1-out base hit opposite field for Lucchese.
Joey doesn't know whether to smile or okay, now he gives the sign to the bench. Everybody happy for the young pitcher.
Let's take a look at the Arco top tier play. First major league hit for Joey Lucchese.
Now, I don't know whether that was by design, but he went down and got that inside out, that pitch. What do you think? Not by design?
I don't know. Looked pretty good to me.
Yeah. Hits it right through the hole on the left side. Congratulations, Joey Lucchese.
And Travis Jankowski with 1 out and 1 on. And in on a hop for ball 1. And Travis grounded out to the shortstop Nick Ahmed in the 1st inning. Turns on this down the right field line towards the corner and is going to fall fair. Lucchese headed for 3rd, just a long single for Jankowski. He looked up and Lucchese was just getting to 2nd base, so he couldn't really throw it into another gear. There's a long single down the right field line for Jankowski, and it's 1st and 3rd.
When this ball was hit, you're right, Joey Lucchese was kind of holding up a little bit. Travis had 2 on his mind. Now when this ball hits, then Joey Lucchese starts, but Travis Jankowski was kind of like caught in between. Is Joey going to stay or go? Don't get hurt there, big boy. Got action 1st and 3rd.
At the corner is with 1 away, and Carlos Asuaje coming up. Padres left a runner at 3rd, and Christian Villanueva in the 2nd inning. Now the chance here, 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And Asuaje grounds one left side. Ahmed will turn and fire to 2nd for 1. Run will score. Lucchese comes in the back door, and the Padres take a 1-0 lead. Well, they ground out very nice range here from Ahmed, the shortstop. It goes to 2nd to get the force out 6-4. Asuaje gets credit for a fielder's choice and an RBI.
Boy, look at where Nick Ahmed's playing. He's got to go all those right. Once again, once Swift moved, fire a strike to get the force out. And the Padres get on the board first. And congratulations all the way around for Joey Lucchesi.
2 down, Suaje at first, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer grounded out at first base in the first inning, 0 for 1.
Hopefully the Padres can extend this inning to give Lucchesi a little bit of a breather on that bench before he goes out there next half inning.
Had to run around the bases, got his first major league hit. A lot going on here this inning. A slip there at the end of the delivery by Godwin. Checking that landing area. Two down here in the inning with Suaje at first base, held on by Paul Goldschmidt. It's be pitch 35 of the night for Zach Godley. You're talking about Godley falling off to the first base side. I mean, it is amazing how far over he is just beginning, and then to kind of fall that way after the delivery. He is way over.
The idea for a pitcher is as long as you have that ball in your hand, your momentum, inertia should be going towards home plate. You stay behind the fastball, you snap off the curveball, whatever, and then whatever happens, that's fine. Once that head starts to tilt, once the upper body starts to tilt towards that line, whether you're a lefty or a righty, well, what happens to your arm? Your arm starts to drift as well. There's no consistent slot. And sometimes it's worse than others. Now that one looked a little better. You have to look at the release point. As soon as that ball leaves his hand, is his momentum going towards home plate?
Wasn't quite as drastic in that delivery. Taken off is Suaje. Stepping off is Godley. Spinning around. And Suaje gets back to the bag at first quickly.
As soon as a runner goes like that, everybody's going to scream, step off, step off. If he's off enough, you can run him back and then give up the rock to the first baseman.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here. A run in for the Padres on top 1-0. Heading in the visiting half of the third inning. Godley going off the backside of the hill as Hosmer was taking a while. Climbing back in here, 2-2.
Well, good spot for a curveball, so therefore be on your toes over at first base. Carlos Suaje, one in the dirt, get into scoring position. It looks like maybe something hard away here.
There he goes again. Threw the brakes on again and got back again. The jump has been too good.
Yeah. And Suaje quick enough to get back.
Trying to come in here on Hosmer. Time called very late. And the pitch does not count.
Zach Godley's like, why? Well, that's one of those that's, you know, if you're the Diamondbacks, you're upset. If you're the Padres, you're glad. Let's see. Oh, it was simultaneous, wasn't it? As soon as he lifted his leg, he said time, right? Or did he kick first? That's a tough one, isn't it, for an umpire?
Tough one. 2-2 pitch. Hosmer grounds it back to Godley. Into the field and throw for out number 3. But the Padres strike first, take a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the third. Johnson made 15 relief appearances in his career, including one against the Padres in 2001. How many strikeouts did he record in that game? Tweet us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia.
Well, that was their World Series championship season, 01. I think I remember that game. And I think I know the answer.
They'll beat the Yankees in 01. Zach Godley, the pitcher, 3 for 30 on the year, leading it off. And down 0-2. Fourth major league season for Godley, no 81 average. No homers and 3 runs batted in. One of those RBIs coming this season. Wild swing and a miss, and he strikes out for the first out here of the 3rd inning. It's a 3rd strikeout for Lucchesi, 1 down. So David Peralta coming up. Lineup turns over. 2nd time through now for Lucchesi.
Watch Austin Hedges on the backswing. Godley swings, hand comes off. Oh, man.
Wow.
No padding there. What's that, like the scapular area back there?
Yeah, could be right there. You kind of the back of the shoulder blade.
Yeah.
Right. I've been hit there, in case you were wondering.
Have you?
Yes.
Just checking.
6-game hitting streak for Peralta coming in. Again, did not play in last night's game. Hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. His first at bat facing Lucchesi.
You know what I liked about that inning? Of course, the rule book double saved the day for the Padres, keeping runners at 2nd and 3rd. But after the hit by pitch, leading off the game for the Diamondbacks, he didn't really let it affect him. Worked his way out of a jam, ending that inning with a strikeout to Souza.
Peralta now, Ahmed waiting on deck with the Diamondbacks trailing the Padres 1-0 in their half of the 3rd inning. Fouled off, 2-2. One hit allowed by Lucchesi. As that ground rule double you were talking about, Paul Goldschmidt in the 1st inning. Two. And that looked like strike 3. All 3 instead, full count.
It's exactly where you want to be, Joey. That's a good pitch. He's got squeezed big time.
So instead, full count here for Peralta. Pops it up into shallow right. Out goes Suaje. Renfroe coming in, and let's use your play for Hunter. Makes the grab for out number 2 of the 3rd inning.
That's a good pitch. I'll tell you why, Don. Missed with the fastball, right? Goes to full count. A lot of pitchers feel comfortable. Okay, I'm going to throw the fastball, right? Nope. Looks like the curve way out in front of it is Peralta, and an easy fly ball to right. That's Joey Lucchesi showing confidence in that curve.
2 down here in the 3rd inning. 7 in a row retired by Lucchesi. And it brings up Nick Ahmed. Ahmed flying out to center field in the 1st inning. In there for a strike, 1-1. 3 strikeouts in the game for Lucchesi. Working with 2 down here in the 3rd inning and working his 13th big league game. 4 and 3 individually coming in. 3.26 earned run average. Ahmed drives one to right on a line. Renfro going over to make the catch. That ends the inning. A 1-2-3 inning, 8 in a row retired by Lucchesi. 1-0 Padres. Padres coming up in the 4th inning. It's time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. Randy Johnson made 15 relief appearances in his career, including one versus the Padres in 01. How many strikeouts did he record in that game?
16.
And the answer is 16 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched of relief, part of a continuation of a previously suspended game. So yeah, you're all over it.
I remember that one. That's when the lights blew up at Qualcomm. Kurt Schilling, I believe, started that game. And there was an explosion, upper left field ring of lights, fire. Had to suspend the game. Number 51 towed the slab in relief later. It's almost like a start, though, isn't it?
Well, it's only 7 innings.
But what I'm saying is he knew that when the game was going to be replayed or started up again. So, hey, Bob Brentley says, hey, you're the guy.
Swing and a miss by Renfro. Got away briefly from Murphy. He's got to throw him out and does. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Zach Godley. One down here in the 4th inning. So Renfro retired this time for the first out of the 4th. And here's up Christian Villanueva. Hunted into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Stole a base. It's the Diamondbacks in the season series. It's only been 4 games. They shift on him on the left side. Seeing some teams do this now against Villanueva.
He likes to pull the fastball. We've seen that. And with that curveball of Godley, speeds up the hitter's bat. And chances are a lot of grounders or line drives to the left side.
Statcast powered by AWS.
Oh, I love it. The 5 sections we see here are percentages based on hitter tendencies. Last 100 balls hit 200 feet or fewer from home plate. That's what we just saw right there.
One-two pitch. And it hits him twice, but he's in the box. Still 1-2. Villanueva, who homered 7 times in May 8 times in April. Mentioned the home run in the brief 2-game series against the Oakland A's at the Oakland Coliseum. A total of 17 on the year. Jolts it foul down the right field line into the seats.
That looked like an emergency swing.
Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt outside. Striking out is Villanueva. Back-to-back strikeouts for Zach Godley. 4 in all, 2 down. Oh, the Padres hit 2 home runs in a single game. Tweet at Fox Sports SD using the hashtag #HitToGetTo for your chance to win 4 Hankook tires. Brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers. 2 outs in the 4th inning, both by way of the K. And brings up Manuel Margot. Struck out himself in the 2nd inning.
So, Donnie, just to review, who did you have tonight and pick the stick?
Travis Jankowski.
You got a point.
Yep, singled in the 3rd inning. What do you got?
I have Eric Hosmer tonight, 0 for 2. No strikeouts. Putting the ball in play. Here's that cut fastball from Godley.
Margot grounds it up the middle, but right to Marte, who throws him out and ends the inning. Godley is 1-2-3-4, 1-0 Padres. By Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. And by Sequan Casino, opening in 2019 is Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. It's been a tight one tonight in the desert. The Padres have a 1-0 advantage. To the bottom of the 4th inning we go, and Paul Goldschmidt leading it off for Arizona. Strike 1 to Goldschmidt, who has the only hit tonight for the D-backs, a double in the 1st inning. Pitch 40 of the night coming up for Lucchesi. Goldschmidt had been 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts in his last 2 games. Double in the 1st inning has got him off to a good start in tonight's game. Goldschmidt now, Pollock next with the Diamondbacks batting in the bottom of the 4th inning. Two and two. Just fell off the table.
Yeah, great arm action too from Joey. It seems to me that he has the same arm slot in all of his pitches, and that's very, very key. Let's see what Austin puts down here. Change up. Is that the curve?
In the dirt with it. And it's a full count now.
He'll throw it again. Looks like maybe a heater away.
Nice. Swing and a miss, strikes him out. 93 on the fastball, 4th strikeout for Lucchesi. One down here in the 4th inning.
Very nice. Imagine that Lucchesi likes to pitch up in the zone with the fastball. Very hard to lay off. The fucking delivery right on top of Goldschmidt. Blew it by him.
One down in the 4th inning, and it brings up A.J. Pollock. Rounded out to third base in the first, 0 for 1. Diamondbacks have lost 6 of their last 7 games. Lost last night's first game of the series. Ground ball to short. Freddie Galvis. 2 down.
The Home Run Derby mobile game is back with more competition, more challenge, and more dingers than ever before. Enter the code All-Star DC to unlock exclusive All-Star gear at MLB.com/HRD game. Who doesn't love Home Run Derby?
2 down in the 4th inning, 10 in a row now retired by Lucchesi.
You know what's great about that last pitch? It was down enough, tough to elevate, and Pollock just had no choice. Hit down on it, hence the ground ball to the sure glove at shortstop of Freddie Galvis.
Steven Souza Jr. getting his second look at Lucchesi. Strikeout victim looking back in the 1st inning. Just a 149 average on the year for Souza. Spending the last 3 years in Tampa Bay as a member of the Rays. On the ground is short. Again, Galvis is there. Sets and fires. It's a 1-2-3 4th inning for Joey Lucchesi. He's retired 11 in a row. 1-0 Padres.
Hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Back at Chase Field in Arizona. 1-0 Padres. To the 5th inning we go. Roof closed here at Chase Field for Game 2 of the 4-game series. And the bottom third of the Padres order coming up here. Freddie Galvis, Austin Hedges, and Joey Lucchesi. Zach Godley back on the mound. He's only surrendered 3 hits and a run to this point, but trails in the game 1-0. Diamondbacks offense not been able to do anything with Joey Lucchesi tonight. Well, that was kind of a late call, but
yes, it was.
what? Delayed reaction from Laz Diaz. 1-1. Took a good long look, I guess, and then decided, you know what? That's a strike.
It was longer than usual, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was quite some time.
Yeah.
Five in a row retired by Godley. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lucchesi has retired 11 in a row.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel here. 4 hits combined.
On the ground, softly hit towards second. Marte throws out Galvis for the first out of the 5th inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Joe Lucchesi's got his first major league hit. And going to get a chance to bat again. He is going to be on deck here with Hedges standing in, 1 down in the 5th.
It's been pretty much Joey Lucchesi, right? Hit. Run scored. That's the only run scored for San Diego thus far, and he's pitching a gem.
Making his way onto the on-deck circle. Down the right field line, falling fair. Hedges going to round first, head for second base. Souza Jr.'s throw, he airmails it, and that'll get away. So Hedges will throw the brakes on. Is backing it up as Peralta, the left fielder. Souza corked that throw from right field. And a 1-out double for Austin Hedges.
Sound like a broken bat off the end of the bat, just stays fair. And I don't know why I have to chuckle every time, Don, but I love that term airmail. There's just something funny about that. It's like put a stamp on it, put it in a bag, and put it on a plate, and just send it on its way. I find that amusing, and it's even better now that Austin Hedges with 1 out in scoring position.
So a runner at second, 1 down, and Joey Lucchesi with a chance to help himself out here.
Yeah, bunt down the third baseline. If in fact you want to bunt, draw in that third baseman Owings. Oh, he's going to swing. Why not? Huh? At least for now.
A single to left field in the 3rd inning, first major league hit, and then came around to score the game's only run. Strike 2. Little wrinkle in that.
That's another term I really like in baseball. The baseball vernacular.
You're liking all my stuff right now, huh?
Put a wrinkle in it.
Wrinkle?
Yeah, just a little wrinkle.
Swing and a miss, and Lucchesi strikes out. 5 Ks for Godley. 2 down here in the 5th inning. Top of the order, Travis Jankowski coming up.
Put a wrinkle in that last pitch there, and Joey Lucchesi needs to iron out that swing next time.
Oh, I see what you did there. Jankowski has grounded out to short and single to right, 1 for 2. Lead off second base for Austin Hedges with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Strike call.
Yeah, but Travis singled in third. Did he look up here and give you the fist pump? And the
I
point?
didn't notice. He might have. I'm not sure.
He said he was going to do that. He knows where we're sitting. He said he was going to show you some love.
A little bit low. 2-1.
Good eye on that cutter. Count swings in his favor. 2-1.
Pitch 65 coming up for Zach Godley. Working with 2 down here in the 5th inning. And Austin Hedges at second base. Outside for ball 3. Carlos Asuaje. Padres on top 1-0 with 2 down here in the 5th. Outside for ball 4, and Jankowski will take the walk. Aboard for the 2nd time. That is just the first walk allowed by Zach Godley. Well, it's time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Carlos Asuaje strolling up to the plate, and last night, right out of the chute, a triple, turning on that fastball and sending it on its way. Yeah, he's got some pop in that bat. And Matt Stairs said before the game, rather than trying to launch balls and work underneath it, he's thinking in his mind through the baseball, hard line drives, hard grounders. And when you hit him that hard, if you got a little launch angle, that ball's either going to be off the wall or it's going to be out. And last night it was a 3-bagger for Carlos Asuaje.
Now he hits a fly ball to right center field. A.J. Pollock, center fielder, settles underneath and makes the catch. It ends the inning. Padres stranded the pair. 1-0 Padres. Fifth inning, Joey Lucchesi back on the mound. It's most consecutive batters that he's retired in a row. Coming up in the 7th inning, stay tuned for the Arco game break with Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. The previous high for Lucchesi had been 10 in a row against the Rockies back on April 5th. But here tonight is retiring 11 in a row as he starts things in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's ball 1 to Ketel Marte, who flied out to left field in the second inning. 0 for 1.
Boy, with the way Joey Lucchese's been throwing lately, I think he's dubbing himself maybe a new nickname, Joey One Hit. Last 2 times out, right?
He's been very, very good, and again keeps it going for the 3rd straight start.
Texas 4 innings, 1 hit. Pittsburgh 5 innings, 1 hit.
Fly ball down the right field line, foul.
It's better than Tommy 2 times. Go get the papers, right? This is the count you want to be in, 1 and 2. They've been having difficulty with that curveball and that changeup, that curve of his.
One-two pitch coming up. Popped up, foul off third. Villanueva and Hedges, and neither will have a play.
Austin Hedges just got a ball back from the umpire and he threw it over Joey's head, and Austin kind of like gave the safe sign, like it was funny.
Ketel Marte, John Ryan Murphy, and Chris Owings here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-2 pitch. And it is popped up, foul off first. Hosmer has got a play. And he makes it for the first out of the 5th inning. As Marte fouls out. Brings up John Ryan Murphy. Struck out looking in the second inning. One of 4 strikeouts allowed here by Lucchese, and this one will drop in there for a strike. John Ryan Murphy catching each of the first 2 games of this series. Night game tomorrow night in game 3, day game on Sunday in the finale. 0-2. It's been a very good pitch for him all night.
Oh, it's been a beauty. He's keeping him off balance, avoiding the barrel. You know, in my book, I kind of keep track of balls that are struck sharply. The last out of the 4th inning, remember that ground ball to Freddie Galvis? It was smoked, but it was right at Freddie. I think that's even the double to Goldschmidt down the left field line was off the end of the bat.
Center fielder Manuel Margot go over towards the left center. Big gap out in right center towards the pool area.
How about a fastball up and in right here?
How about a Fresca?
Would love one right about now.
2-2.
You can see how hot it is. See the 2-tone jersey? See the sleeve of Joey? See up top it's kind of darker around the shoulders and the sleeve lighter. He's working up a lather. It's hot down in that field.
Murphy jumping back out of the way of a 91-mile-an-hour fastball at his knees. '60th pitch of the night coming up for Lucchese as Chris Owings waits on deck. The 4th 3-ball count of the night for Lucchese, and a ground ball down to third, picked by Villanueva. Across the diamond, 2 down.
He tripled up with the fastball in. The two fastballs prior to that last pitch were in off the plate. Ball, ball. He went right back in for a strike. And not much that Murphy can do with it. Heads up, Villanueva making the play, 5-3.
2 down in the 5th, 13 in a row, retired by Lucchesi. And it brings up Chris Owings, who lined out to right field in the 2nd, 0 for 1. To right field, Renfroe moving over to make the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Lucchesi through 5. 1-0 Padres. But 0 for 14, he gets his first major league hit. Set the table for Travis Jankowski, who doubles down the right field line. Lucchesi gets the 3rd, and then on a ground out into a fielder's choice for Suaje, the Padres get the game's only run. Joey Lucchesi on the hill has been outstanding for his strikeouts, and he's now retired 14 Arizona Diamondbacks in a row. Worked through the first 5 innings, and a look at both starters have been very, very good. Zach Godley, the only blemish in this game. 5 strikeouts for Godley, 4 for Lucchesi. Only 1 walk between the two. And it's on to inning number 6.
Yeah, the one thing that sticks out for me, no walks for Joey Lucchesi. That's a good thing. And also what comes into play now with this pitcher's duel is the defense for both clubs. You're going to have to play clean defense if the ball is put in play. Joey Lucchesi not only throwing strikes, good quality strikes. Keeping these Diamondback hitters off balance.
Things have not gone as well 2nd and 3rd time through for Godley. Let's see what happens here. He's about to get through the lineup for the 3rd time in this game. Hosmer's 3rd AB of the night is grounded out to first, grounded back to the mound, and leads it off here in inning number 6. Renfroe and Villanueva scheduled to follow. Missed everything. 2-1. There's Renfroe, 1 for 2 in the game tonight as one of the 4 Padres hits. Out hitting the Diamondbacks 4-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Oh, it's down and in.
He might go back to that curveball. Hoping for Eric Hosmer to get off the schneid. Now 0 for his last 16. Little cutter maybe. Up. Number 2, curveball.
Hosmer gets a piece, stay alive. Power to all fields. The outfield straight away for the Diamondbacks here on Hosmer. Leads it off here in the 6th inning.
Cutter in.
And it's to left field. Peralta moving over and makes the catch. Bill of the cap high for the first out of the 6th inning. Hosmer now 0 for his last 17. One down here in the 6th. That brings up Hunter Renfroe. Hunter single to center field in the 2nd. Struck out swinging in the 4th inning. A 5 strikeout performance so far for Zach Godley. Works here with 1 out in the 6th inning. Off the end of the bat, cued foul. Bouncing in again. Ball 1. And the run of the game coming for the Padres in the 3rd inning. Swahe grounding into the fielder's choice. It scored Lucchesi from 3rd base. That's it. Strike 2.
Got a call right there. 89 cutter.
Manfred didn't like it at all. 1-2.
Things about hitting. You know, you get a pitch called it's a ball, a strike against you. You got to just erase that. And you see the workload for Godley.
Swing and a miss. Down and away and going lunging. Was Renfroe. Strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. 6 strikeouts now for Godley. 2 down in the 6th inning.
That's expanding the zone after getting the call the pitch prior. Godley goes back with the curveball, and Hunter has no choice but to try to protect, at least foul it off, but swing and miss for the punch out.
2 down in the 6th, and it brings up Christian Villanueva. And again, Diamondbacks infield going into a shift on the left side. Look out on deck.
Holy smokes.
Almost got a piece of Manuel Margot. Knocked the weight away from the batter's deck circle area. Oh, 2. Well, based on what we've heard about Zach Godley's last few outings, he's pretty good tonight.
That's a big time bounce back. Last 7 games, more hits than innings pitched. A lot of base runners, high whip at 1.6.
Pitch 80. Popped up foul on a play.
And once again, whip, walks, hits combined per innings pitched. So it's over 1.5 runners per inning. It's a lot of traffic.
Swing and a miss, and Villanueva strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Godley. 7 in all, 1-0 Padres. Now for the San Diego fans of the game, representing here in Arizona.
See a lot of people over here in Arizona spread the Friar love. See a lot of the brown, a lot of the retro jerseys. Easy trip for the family in the summer.
Zach Godley leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Struck out swinging in his only plate appearance of the game back in the 3rd inning. While Joey Lucchesi, in a stretch in which he has retired 14 in a row, has only given up 1 hit, a double back in the 1st inning. There's a strike, 1-1.
He's in a groove. He's getting that baseball. He's seeing signs and he's hitting the glove. It's got to be nice for Austin Hedges as well, behind home plate.
Four strikeouts on the night for Lucchesi. Has not walked anybody. Has hit a batter. On the ground, foul outside of first, and it's 2-2. Godley kind of shaking his hand after making contact there.
Yeah, that was off the end of the bat. It looked like that'll rattle the knuckles.
Up top for ball 3.
Challenge with a fastball here?
I would.
Yeah, I would too.
Top of the order, David Peralta waiting on deck. Foul back, was a fastball at 92, but he got a piece.
Good hack.
Now I may throw something with a wrinkle.
You talking curve?
I think so.
He's a career .072 hitter.
And fastball in.
Yep.
And he missed with it to walk in. Wow. That breaks up a string of 14 in a row. Retired by Lucchesi, his only walk of the game. Comes to the opposing pitcher to begin the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, that definitely hurts. Flip that lineup over. Top of the order now. Peralta. Peralta has grounded into 8 double plays this year.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There is a chance.
Peralta hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, flat out to right in the 3rd inning. And this is with the first one, and it's going to draw a conversation here from his catcher, Austin Hedges, meeting him at the base of the hill. So we'll talk it over here.
Peralta hitting .222 off of lefties this year. Looks like Austin doing most of the talking / coaching. Might see a secondary pitch right here being 1-0, a fastball count for Peralta.
For ball 2. There's a strike, 2-1. 3rd time through the order now for Lucchesi here.
Boy, 2-0, fastball right down the middle, 91, and he's taken that. That was a pitch he could have just serious damage with. Sure.
Foul tip, 2-2. Leadoff walk to the pitcher, Zach Godley. He's at first base. Nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning. We'll try it again. That'll work. Striking out is Peralta. 5th strikeout for Lucchesi. 1 down.
That is a huge strikeout, and that's big time pitching by the youngster Joey Lucchesi. Went back to the curve, and Peralta way out in front of it, and a nice pick by Austin Hedges.
1 out, 1 on brings up Nick Ahmed. He's flying to center, lined out to right. 0 for 2. The Diamondback shortstop. Godley with a walk beginning the inning. Peralta struck out. Now an 0-1. Ball 1. .75 pitches now for Lucchesi through 5 1/3 innings. Line to center. Margot coming in, and it's going to fall for a hit. To second base goes Godley on the single by Ahmed, and it's 1st and 2nd with 1 out in the 6th inning. Look for a split second, like Margot may be able to come in and make that catch, but it falls in.
You know, and I'm glad he did not gamble in trying to make the great catch. Why? There's 1 out. There comes a time when an outfielder got to know the situation. You're up by a run. Okay, I'm going to let this ball drop. They move up 90 feet. We still have the double play in order. You try to be the hero right there and make that shoestring catch, that diving catch, and it gets by you. That's possibly an inside the Parker.
Now for the Diamondbacks, their first at bat with runners in scoring position since the 1st inning. And Goldschmidt takes strike 1. He doubled in the 1st inning, struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Last 28 games sitting at .384. Zero runners in scoring position at .261. Down 0-2.
Goldie, tough to double up. He has only grounded into 1 double play this year.
The breakdown for Lucchesi. Pitches by inning. Working with 1 out and runners at 1st and 2nd here in the 6th inning. In a 1-run contest. Goldschmidt on the ground and into left field. Godley being stopped at 3rd, and they'll be loaded with 1 out in the inning. 2nd hit of the night for Paul Goldschmidt off Joey Lucchesi.
Station-to-station baseball here. I know it's Paul Goldschmidt. He can do some serious damage, but once again, get down by the label. Joey Lucchesi made the good pitch. It's the 1, 2, 3 hopper through the infield. He just could not find a Padre glove.
Bases filled here with Diamondbacks in the 6th inning, and it brings up A.J. Pollock. Pollock 0 for 2. Grounded out to 3rd, grounded out to short. Strike 1. On the first 5 innings for Lucchesi, only 2 base runners reached. This inning, 3 have reached in this inning alone.
This is learning at the big league level for Joey Lucchesi. He's been cruising along at one point, like you said, Don, 14 in a row. Now a little bit of a jam here late, 3rd time around against these Diamondbacks. Let's see if he can work his magic. A strikeout would be ideal, but a ground ball right at somebody would be even better. Ooh, it hit him.
And he hits him. Game tied. From third comes Godley. Hit batsman in a 1-1 game.
Man. Oh, that's too bad. Like so many times tonight, Joey's trying to bury that fastball into the righties. And it just clips his left elbow a little bit.
He's at 81 pitches, and he's coming out of this game. Adam Simber has been warming in the pen. Pitching change for Andy Green and the Padres. Now in a 1-1 game from Arizona. Heating and Air, San Diego's choice for heating, cooling, and solar. By Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. And by RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. Back in the desert, where the Diamondbacks have just tied the score 1-1. Joey Lucchesi, after 5 1/3 and only 3 hits allowed, through only 81 pitches, has been pulled from this game for Adam Simber.
Well, a different look for this Diamondback lineup now with the sidewinding Adam Simber, already his 37th game. You know, I know you get a lot of opinions in the game of baseball. Quite frankly, I would have liked to seen Joey Lucchesi go after at least one more hitter, try to get a ground ball up the plate, try to get out of it.
Helpful in his development, I would think.
I think so, and that's just my opinion.
A quick poll tonight. Steven Souza Jr. 0 for 2. Strike 2.
And of course, Adam Simber with that delivery, that unorthodox delivery, he can get you a ground ball. Souza's not really swinging the bat well up to this point, but that can change for any big league hitter. We all know that.
On the ground, back to Simber. He kicks it, flips to first, gets the out, but the Diamondbacks take the lead. In from third comes Ahmed. It's 2-1. Souza Jr. picks up an RBI.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a very catchable ball. Adam can't come up with it. Take the lead. At least you get an out. Now 2 here for the Diamondbacks. Came up on it.
That run is charged to Lucchesi, who is still responsible for the runners who are at second and third with now 2 down. It brings up Tel Marte. 0 for 2. He's flying to left and fouled out to the first baseman. Fouls it off. 0-2. Goldschmidt at third, Pollock at second. 2 runs in, 2 down here in the 6th. Foul to the screen. We'll do it again. 0-2. Bluff by Hedges, who hopped up, grabbed the attention of Goldschmidt, diving back head first. The bag at third.
Yeah, he was off to a pretty big lead there.
And he could be because Villanueva was playing way off the line at third. He's moved over a little bit and get a little closer, but get as big a lead as the third baseman's off the line. Two and two. To Marte. And that's outside. Full count. Had been ahead 0-2, but full count now. First base is open. John Ryan Murphy, the catcher, waits on deck. Adam Simber first out of the pen tonight for the Padres. And inside for ball 4. That'll load the bases again. Loaded up again with 2 down here in the 6th inning for John Ryan Murphy. Aaron Balsley on the phone. John Ryan Murphy struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Grounded out to third base in the 5th, 0 for 2. Well, the bases loaded, a .250 hitter in his career. Simber steps off. Fouls it off for strike 1. Murphy, the 8th member of the Diamondbacks to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So far, 2 have scored. Padres went from a 1-run lead to a 1-run deficit. Murphy lines it foul above the Padres dugout. 0-2. Goldschmidt at third, Pollock at second base, Marte at first, 2 down. Murphy takes a pitch that could have been called a strike. 1-2.
Got squeezed, Tony. Simber pitching uphill, crossfire. Down low from the right side, going up and away. Well, Austin did everything he could to frame that one. That's a legitimate strike.
Murphy strikes out. Simber gets him to end the inning. But 2-run score for the Diamondbacks. Take a 2-1 lead to the 7th.
huge games on Fox. First, Sweden will face Harry Kane in England. He's really good. 6 a.m. Pacific. Then host country Russia battles Luka Modric and Croatia. You can catch it all on Fox or stream all the action live on the Fox Sports app. World Cup on Fox. Don't miss it.
Now the Padres now trail 2-1 to the 7th inning we go. And it'll be at Wilmar go. Freddie Galvis and Austin Hedges. The pitcher in now after Zach Godley around the bases and now has a lead. Yoshihisa Hirano into the game.
Well, we talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen being one of their strengths. #1 in the National League. 43rd game for Hirano. Even on the strikeouts. As innings pitched at 37 2/3 and really good splits, hovering right around 200.
Takes over for Zach Godley with the first 6 innings. Pitched very well in this game, giving up 4 hits and only 1 run. Walked 1 and struck out 7. Ended up throwing 81 pitches. Now, we talked about the Diamondbacks bullpen, which has been pretty good. Wednesday, a loss to the Cardinals, giving up 4 runs. 1 was earned in 2/3 of an inning through 28 pitches.
Yeah, that'll hurt the ERA, right? And he still has a 1.43 ERA after an outing like that.
Torey Lovullo lifting his starter after Godley hit for himself, ran around the bases. Fly ball center field. A.J. Pollock over to right center for out #1 of the 7th inning. 5 in a row. Retired now by Diamondbacks pitching. Brings up Freddie Galvis. 25,128 on hand tonight. 25-128 for game 2 of this 4-game series between the Padres and the Diamondbacks. Freddie's 0 for 2. He's flying to left and grounded out to second base.
Good splitty. Good split finger right there. And a herky-jerky delivery straight over the top. See the tumbling action there? That's good arm speed too.
Outing as he didn't go. Broke up a stretch. Really impressive. A 26-game scoreless streak he had going in 22 2/3 innings.
That's working it. And did Freddie go? Ooh, I thought he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Galvis. Cranks it foul. That stretch of 26-game scoreless streak that he had, 22 2/3 innings. 3rd longest in franchise history. J.J. Putz and Brandon Lyon both had 24 innings. 2-2 pitch. And it's on the ground right side and just out of the reach of Marte into right field. A base hit for Freddie Galvis with 1 out here in the 7th.
7, 8, 9 in the order for San Diego. Each have a knock. Galvis single. Got the double by Hedges. Even Joey Lucchesi singled and scored in the 3rd. Just out of the reach of Marte.
One out, 1 on, and Austin Hedges coming up. Galvis will be held on over there by Goldschmidt as Hedges 1 for 2 in the ball game. He's grounded back to the mound and doubled to right field. Hedges batting right now on deck. The pitcher spot would be Adam Simber, but Jose Perella has come out on deck for the Padres. Meanwhile, the Padres do have action in their pen as Craig Stammen warms up. That time of the game, bottom of the 7th coming up. Galvis represents tying run at first base with one out here in the top of the 7th. Fouled off, 1-2. First out of the pen tonight for the Diamondbacks. To the first, and back to the bag is Galvis. He has not been overly large, but certainly Hirano concerned with his progress over there at first base. It's a little wider.
Yep.
2-2.
See, Hirano used that kind of slide step to be quick towards home plate. That could work for him and against him.
Against him there, it looked like.
Yeah, because you can elevate the ball and you don't get that arm out in front, and that release point out in front enough can elevate a pitch and do some damage. It can help him because if the runner does elect to go, it's a quicker release to home plate to try to throw out that runner at second base.
Oh, look out, and that one got a piece of him. So Austin Hedges hit by the pitch, headed down to first base. Sounded like helmet, I think.
I think you're right. Yep. Right off the dome. Thank goodness a glancing blow. Get that bat down, turn away. You see the ball change direction.
Perella had been on deck, but he's been called back now as Will Myers have been on the bench until now. Myers going to pinch hit here with one out in the 7th inning. Big spot for Myers. .279 with 2 homers and 11 runs batted in for Will.
Well, looking for that extra base power right here. Will Myers, we know he can hit doubles. He can go the opposite way. We know he can put the ball out of the ballpark as well.
The translator headed out there along with the pitching coach. Talk to Hirano here with 1 out and 2 on, and Myers introduced.
I'm guessing something off speed for the first pitch to Myers. Usually with a runner in scoring position, hitters are looking to drive, especially pinch hitters. If they get that first pitch fastball, they're wailing on it.
Mike Butcher wrapping up his conversation here. Two on, 1 away, and Myers coming up here to pinch hit. Galvis at second, Hedges at first. Padres trailing by a run as they bat here in the top of the 7th inning. In the dirt and blocked by Murphy.
There's that off-speed pitch. Very nice block by Murphy.
Inning started. Margot flying out to center. Galvis single to right. Hedges hit by a pitch. 2 on, 1 away. And a 1-0 now to Myers, pinch hitting. That's strike one, 1-1.
Low strike. Looked like a splitter. Oh, this is where Will Myers has got to be clutch. It's late. Go ahead. Run on base. Doesn't have to be a home run. A gapper would be nice.
On the ground down the third baseline. It's going to trickle foul. And we'll have Myers down in the count now, 1-2. Casey on the hook right now in this game, as he allows the 2 runs of the Diamondbacks got in the 6th inning. In 5 1/3 innings. Two on, 1 away, and a 1-2 pitch coming to Will Myers. On the ground towards third, but foul. Runners on, a 154 opponent average. This is empty, 218.
I think when runners are on, he goes to that split figure fastball more. He's got confidence. He'll throw it at any time.
Confidence in his catcher, too.
Yep.
1-2. Myers fouls it back. We'll do it again.
Oh, the big dog wanted to eat right there on the 92-mile-an-hour heater. Just could not get on top of it. I'm a firm believer that split finger really helps this 92. Might make that 92 look like 98. And just cannot get on top of it.
Bouncing in, 2-2, and blocked again by Murphy. He's had to block a few since Serrano came into this game. And he's been up to the task so far.
As a catcher, your pitcher throws a split finger, you have to anticipate that ball being in the dirt. And like you said, Don, Murphy's been doing a fine job in that category.
Myers grounds it back to the mound. To second for 1, on to first for 2. The double play grounded in by Will Myers ends the top of the 7th inning. It's 2-1 Diamondbacks, and it's time now for the Arco game break with Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. As we head to the last half of the 7th inning, and Craig Stammen comes into this game, takes over for Adam Simber, and takes over for the bottom of the 7th into his 38th game of the year. 2.68 earned run average. He's worked in 40 and a third innings. He's at 243, righties at 220. Chris Owings going to lead it off out of the 8th spot for the Diamondbacks, and then looks like Daniel Descalso has come out on deck for Arizona to pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. In there for strike 1 from Stammen. Overall, Stammen holding opponents to a .230 batting average. Grounder to shortstop, and Freddie Galvis. One down in the bottom of the 7th inning.
That's the two-seamer from Craig Stammen that we know and love. He can get a lot of ground balls there. Foul balls off the shoe tops.
Daniel Descalso is pinch hitting here in the pitcher's spot with one down for Hirano. Worked the top of the 7th inning. Descalso at 254, 9 homers and 42 runs batted in. Stammen in 23 games since May the 5th. 4-1 record-wise, but an earned run average of 2.49. Has one out in the 7th. It's a strike call. 1-1 to Descalso.
Yeah, you know, we were kind of spoiled since the All-Star break last year. Craig Stammen throwing the ball extremely well, right? And he's not going to be perfect every time out. Last 7 games, over 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, a whip of 1.8. Now that's the surprising thing to me. And like I said, you know, if it's going to be perfect every time out, who's the last pitcher that's done that? No, there's going to be peaks and valleys, but I tell you what, most of the time this guy's been on the mound for the Padres, it's been peaks.
Fouled off to the left again. Descalso hanging tough here at 1-2, and Stammen operating at 93 miles per hour. Casey went 5 1/3, giving up the 2 runs. Adam Simber 2/3 of an inning, allowed an inherited runner to score. And now Craig Stammen delivers ball 2, 2-2. Stammen worked on July 4th, day before yesterday, in the final game of that brief 2-game series against the Oakland A's. Went an inning, giving up 2 hits, no runs. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Descalso for the 2nd out of the 7th, 2 down.
Well, if the Padres ever needed a quick inning, it's right here, and hopefully Craig Stammen can do away with David Peralta as he goes down swinging. Great location on that pitch. Good location on the grounder, and a good pitch for that punch out to Descalso.
2 down in the 7th for David Peralta. And hit by a pitch, fly to right, and struck out swinging. Did not appear in the game last night. Gets a start tonight in left field. Ground out and a strikeout to the first 2 hitters. Now 1-1 to Peralta. In the air to shallow left. Jankowski coming in will make the running catch. It'll end the 7th inning and send us to the 8th with the Diamondbacks on top 2-1. All right, Mike and Mark, as we play along here to the top half of the 8th inning, it's the top of the Padres order. Travis Jankowski to lead it off here against Archie Bradley, new pitcher for the Diamondbacks.
He's their 8th inning guy, 41 frames for the right-hander, only 26 hits. Opponent's only hitting 179. Goes a 4-seamer, a curveball, and occasionally he'll mix in a 2-seamer to change. But pretty much just a 2-pitch pitcher. And one of the rare times for a reliever goes from the full windup.
On the ground to shortstop, and Nick Ahmed, who fires to first in time to get Jankowski. 1 up, 1 down here in the 8th inning.
It's going to be a big challenge right here for Carlos Asuaje. Lefties are hitless in the last 22 at-bats, Donnie, against Archie Bradley. Yeah.
1 for 3 in his career against Bradley. Single and an RBI for Asuaje, who has been held hitless tonight, but will been the Padres' only run on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. Otherwise, a strikeout and a fly out to center. As he is the recipient of strike 1, and Bradley got a call right there. Good velocity, 95 miles an hour. We'll see it again here. 1-1. Fouled off to the left out of play. 95 again. Now with a couple of strikes on him, they shift on Asuaje on the right side as Hosmer waits on deck.
StatCast talked about it earlier. 5 sections of the percentage based on hitters' tendencies. Last 100 balls put in play.
Fly ball, right field. Steven Souza Jr. over towards the line and under for out number 2 of the 8th inning.
Boy, Archie Bradley working that beard. That's straight Yukon Cornelius.
That is.
From Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Remember Yukon?
Sure do, yeah.
Throw his pickaxe up in the air, land in the snow, he'd lick it. Nothing.
So 2 down here in the 8th inning, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer has grounded out to first, grounded back to the mound, and flied out to left. Cranks one foul, deep and far, but foul down the left field line. Down 0-2. Check swing on a ball in the dirt, and he didn't go, says Jeff Nelson. Fouled off again, this time off the netting above the Diamondbacks dugout. They're housed on the third base side here.
That's 90. Yeah, that's 97 in on the fist of Eric Hosmer. Tough to turn that around. And now, with that said, left field, Peralta guarding the line more.
Elevates and Hosmer chases the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Bradley is a 1-2-3 inning. Diamondbacks have a 2-1 lead. Honda dealers.
All right, you ask, you shall receive. Keep spreading the love. Last night, everybody throughout the lineup contributing to the 6-3 victory. 5 hits by 5 different players tonight. Lucchese, like Lauer, Joey was throwing the ball well. 5 in third, 2 earned runs, 1 walk. He struck out 5.
And Stammen back out there after a 1-2-3 7th inning. A little bit low, 2-0 to Nick Ahmed, who leads it off here for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ahmed with a single to center in the 6th inning. Now and right down the line. Near the left field corner. He's thinking 2 as Jankowski digs it out. It's a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the 8th inning for Nick Ahmed and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Just didn't get it in enough. One of the quality pitches from Craig Stammen is that two-seamer down and in. Boy, Ahmed really gets to that baseball, catches inner third of the plate and does some damage with it. Even though it caught a lot of the plate, that's a pitch that's tough to keep fair. Did a nice job getting his hands through. 17th double for Nick.
Double starts this bottom of the 8th inning, and here's Paul Goldschmidt. It's been a 2-hit night for the Diamondbacks first baseman. He's doubled and singled, also struck out swinging. Goldschmidt to short. Galvis looks the runner back at second and then throws out Goldschmidt at first base 6-3 for the first out of the 8th. No advance of the base runner, one down. Brings up A.J. Pollock. Pollock has grounded out to third, grounded out to short. And last time up was hit by a pitch. And produced an RBI with that hit batsman. Came with the bases loaded. Strike one, right on that outside corner. Joey Lucchesi went the first 5 1/3, charged with 2 runs, and right now on the hook for the Padres. Adam Simber, 2/3 of an inning. On an inherited runner to score. Now Craig Stammen into his 2nd inning of relief. The 0-1 to Pollock. Did he go? No. They checked with the first base umpire. I think Gonzalez, who said he didn't go. 1-1.
Let's check from the side view. Oh, he went.
Swing and a miss. Definitely went that time. 1-2. Padres have action in their pen. Bill Hughes warming in the pen. Time call. Brad Boxberger, the former Padre and closer for the Diamondbacks, getting ready in the pen for the 9th inning. The 9th inning, incidentally, that has Renfroe, Villanueva, and Margot scheduled to bat in the inning. 1-2 pitch, and Stammen delivers. Fouled off. We'll do it again. 1-2. Next pitch will be the 20th in relief for Craig Stammen. Nick Ahmed leading it off with a double in the 8th. Got Goldschmidt to ground out to short, so runner at second, 1 down. As the Diamondbacks look to obtain some insurance here in the home half of the 8th inning. They got Steven Souza Jr. waiting on deck for the D-backs. Pollock chops one down the third baseline. That is a foul ball. Retrieved by Villanueva, but called foul.
Stammen continues to pound that two-seamer into these righty Diamondback hitters. And that's why Villanueva and Galvis should be heads up on that left side of the infield.
Ahmed with his walking lead off second base. 1-2 pitch coming to Pollock. And a grounder foul again. The battle continues. Good battle here between Craig Stammen and A.J. Pollock with one out in the bottom of the eighth. To center field, and Margot races back to make the catch. Tagging at second, heading for third is Ahmed, and he will get there standing with now 2 down in the eighth. Good running catch out there in center by Margot for the second out of the eighth inning, but that insurance run now just 90 feet away.
Well, he put a good swing on it. A.J. Pollock shaking his head as he goes back to the dugout. He squared this one up nicely as Manuel Margot has got to go. He's on the second baseman side of second base in center field. That's a long way to cover.
2 outs, runner at third, and Steven Souza Jr. coming up. Souza struck out looking in the first, grounded out to short in the fourth inning, before grounding back to the mound in the sixth inning. On the ground through the left side. That'll score a run. Ahmed comes in and they get their insurance run to the Diamondbacks here in the eighth. On top 3-1, a big 2-out RBI single by Souza Jr.
And swinging at the first pitch. Talk about Craig Stammen, 2-seamers in, trying to jam him, trying to bring that 2-seamer back from the outside part of the plate, but it leaks and it catches way too much of the plate. Even if Freddie Galvis gets that one, it's a run and not really a good chance of throwing out Souza at first base.
2 down. Souza with his second RBI of this game. Tel Marte 0 for 2 with a walk. His fly to left and fouled out to the first baseman. Down 0-1. Yeah, Souza in his first 15 games before going on the DL had 1 RBI. Tonight he's got 2. Diamondbacks enjoy a 3-1 lead with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Strike 2. Hosmer holding on Souza at first base. Stammen now 25 pitches deep into his relief outing. He's gone an inning and 2/3 so far. Throw over and Souza back diving. Another check, and again Souza back. Started Nick Ahmed with a double down the left field line. Goldschmidt grounded out. Ahmed did not advance. Pollock flied out to center and got him to third. It was deep enough. And then Souza Jr. with an RBI single gives the Diamondbacks a 3-1 lead. That is ball 2, and it evens the count at 2-2. Stamina's had to work hard in his inning in 2/3. John Ryan Murphy, the catcher for Arizona, on deck. Stammen would just as soon get Marte here and end the 8th inning. Grounder foul, will do it again, 2-2. Again, the 9th inning, expected Renfroe, Villanueva, and Margot. Anybody gets on, Freddie Galvis without a chance. Andy Green has already used Will Myers off the bench to pinch in tonight's game. Runner goes, pitch is low, the throw is not in time. Stolen base for Souza. It's in a scoring position with 2 down.
See what type of pitch Austin Hedges had to handle here. It was kind of down and to his right, and a nice job by Galvis picking that one. That ball's actually in the dirt on the breaking ball, so it's a double pick. Hedges, Galvis, preventing that ball going into center field.
That is ball 4. And Marte down to first base. The walk charged here to Craig Stammen, the first since he has come into the game. And it'll bring up John Ryan Murphy. Murphy 0 for 3, struck out in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 5th, and struck out again in the 6th inning. Both the strikeouts swinging. Souza Jr. at 2nd, Marte at 1st. 2 down, a run in. Strike 1. Move the center fielder, Manuel Margot, over towards left center. Gap out in right center field for Murphy. That's strike 2. 93 right down the middle. Souza at 2nd, Marte at 1st, 2 down in the inning.
Infielder's got to get dirty on a grounder at your right or left, prevent that runner coming around 3rd to score.
Trying to get him to chase, he did not, and it's 1-2.
You know, you look ahead, the next pitch for Craig Stammen will be number 34.
It's a lot for Craig Stammen.
So pretty much when you look at tomorrow's game, that he'd be probably on the shelf.
The breakdown for him, 22 strikes to 11 balls. Away for ball 2, 2-2.
Austin kind of got caught up there to see with his feet as he was setting up down and away. That's a good recovery right there by Austin.
Fly ball foul. So this is the longest outing pitch-wise for his stamina of the year. Most pitches he'd thrown in appearance prior to this, 35 pitches right now, had been 30. This is high.
Yeah, a lot of deeper counts, foul balls, right? Not really putting hitters away like we've seen it before.
In multiple innings.
Right.
The seventh had a 1-2-3 seventh. It's been more involved here in the eighth. Two coming to John Ryan Murphy. And it's a full count now. Went from 0-2 to 3-2. And the runners can now get a start with 2 down. Souza at second, Marte at first. Murphy grounds one down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Long throw, and it's off the mark. Everybody's going to be safe, and the bases are loaded. So a fair ball, the indication. Villanueva gets an off-balance throw-off that pulls Hosmer off on the other side. And Andy Green is headed to the mound.
Oh, we've seen some battles with these Diamondback hitters. Foul balls, working the count, deep counts, and that one just plays perfectly. Off-balance throw, not even close. Winners are off. Now he's got to make the good throw across the diamond off balance. He has to abandon the bag to prevent that ball from going down the right field line.
Pitching change with 2 down in the 8th inning, 3-1 Diamondbacks. The bases loaded now with 2 down, and Robbie Erlin comes into the game.
Last time Robbie was on the hill was back on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He threw 2/3 of an inning. He struck out 1 bucko. Now he's got to take care of this bleeding here in the Diamondbacks half of the 8th inning. Inherits 3 runners. And this is a big, big out right here for him to get. Trying to pick up Craig Stammen.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Chris Owings, batting for the 4th time in this game, is lined out twice to right, grounded out to short. 389 average with the bases loaded. John Jay has come out on deck. He would bat in the pitcher's spot for Archie Bradley. There's John Jay. We got a start in last night's game for the Diamondbacks, the former Padre. 2-0. Abby Erlin coming in here in a tough spot. Bases loaded. 2 down, bottom of the 8th, trying to preserve a 2-run deficit. Owing skies one to right center. Margot with lots of room makes the catch that ends the 8th inning. We head to the 9th. Diamondbacks have a 3-1 lead. Right back at Adam Simber, who kind of kicked it. Got the out at first base, but the run scores from third as Ahmed scores, and taking a 2-1 lead was the Diamondbacks. They've added a run in the bottom of the 8th inning and enjoy a 3-1 lead. And again, it's Souza getting the job done. His single will score Ahmed in the 8th inning, and it's 3-1 now with the closer in for the 9th inning, Brad Boxberger, the former Padre.
You know, the one run is huge for Boxberger. He is 20 for 24 in save chances. Opponents hitting 200 with 32 strikeouts. You know, the one thing for Boxberger turning around is location of his fastball. He pounds that strike zone. 3.5 ERA, but as a reliever, you have one outing that's going to skyrocket that ERA, and it's really, really tough to bring it back down. But he has a 2-run cushion here in the top of the 9th.
Archie Bradley worked the 8th at a 1-2-3 8th inning. Ground out, fly out, strikeout. Hunter Renfroe going to lead it off in the 9th inning. Padres trailing by 2. Renfroe single to center in the 2nd. Struck out in the 4th and in the 6th. Fouled back for strike 1. 2 blown saves in the last 6 appearances for Boxberger.
There's that changeup from Boxberger to go along with that breaking ball and fastball from the right-hander. USC Trojan fight on. Both of the Padres fight back here in the 9th.
Renfroe to be followed by Villanueva as Christian waits on deck, and then Manuel Margot. 2-1 pitch in the air to left field, hit high and deep as Peralta will have room in front of the warning track, and it finally comes down for out number 1 of the 9th inning. Underneath that was Renfroe. 1 down. Here comes Christian Villanueva.
Just got under it a little bit. Out in front, underneath.
A soaring fly ball, but it's out number 1. Christian Villanueva 0 for 3 in the game tonight. Has struck out twice and takes strike 1.
You know, we've seen the changeup from Boxberger, pretty much two-pitch pitcher, forcing fastball and that changeup. Occasionally, very rarely, a slider or a curveball.
Shifting on the left side of the infield on Villanueva. Grounds one foul outside of third and finds himself down 0-2. Outfield very deep. Trying to elevate here in a fastball to Villanueva. And did he go? No, says Manny Gonzalez, first base umpire.
Ooh, I thought he went.
Wow.
Caught a break, make it hurt.
Trying to get it up again. 1-2 pitch. And foul back out of play. Well, Margot waiting on deck, one out in the ninth inning. Slowly grounded towards third. On the run comes Owings with the throw. 2 down. He cut that off, threw it in one motion for the second out of the ninth inning.
That's a smooth play by Owens. We've seen him turn a double play tonight, the flip throw. Charging this one, throwing accurately to Goldschmidt.
Now with 2 down, they stand here in Arizona, Chase Field. As Manuel Margot climbs in the box on the right side. 0-for-3 tonight. Strike one. Look out, up and in at 92, and it's 2-1.
This will get your attention. He wants it down and away, just working underneath a little bit, pushing that baseball at 92.
Two and one to Margot, 2 down in the ninth inning. And a grounder towards third. Owings will go to first, and that's the ball game. Well, the Diamondbacks take game 2 of the series as Boxberger comes in, picks up the save. And Zach Godley, the starter, gets the win, his 10th win of the year. For Godley is the case, he'll be dealt the loss, in Arizona wins this one 3-1. It's time for Padres Live. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?